When I say talk about, you're not talking about something that you do not know, at least you're addressing there is something more than what I know. And that's very important. That is an acknowledgement of the limitations of what I know, so that always there is a seeking, that your seeking never sleeps, your intelligence never sleeps. Your body may sleep because it needs sleep, but your intelligence, your consciousness, your seeking need not sleep. 8 hours a day seeking is not going to work. You need 24 hours, all your life you're seeking, otherwise your life will become very small. Most people are not even in 3 dimensions, they become just one. Their thought and their emotion is everything.
Yes. What do you say to people who want to help shift those people out of their first dimension views?
Right now, this is not… I don't know how to name it, because whichever way you say it, people will think it's one kind of description. We have launched what is called as Conscious Planet. I'm seeing how people who have influence in the world can own it and take it on, because the idea is just this. One, there is something about human consciousness. Another is an ecological situation which needs urgent attention. All this talk about meditation, consciousness, spirituality, seeking, all this is only meaningful if we make sure there is life on this planet for the next few centuries or millennia. Right now, that's in serious threat. In the last 50 years, more than 60% of the vertebrate population is gone. 80% of the biomass insects are gone in the last 30 years. They're saying by 2020, 21st century ends, they're expecting more than 50% of insect species will be gone. This means there is a serious threat to life. When I say serious threat to life, see, there is substantial evidence to show that if all the worms disappear right now, life on this planet, including you and me, will end in not more than 18 months. If all the insects disappear, life on this planet will end in 4.5 to 6 years. If all the microbes disappear, it will end right now, right now. But if all of us disappear, human beings, land will flourish, life will flourish on this planet. So this unnecessary level of significance that we have attached to ourselves and our existence needs to go down a little bit. Our love for life needs to go beyond our species. This is very, very important. This is yoga. Yoga means union, that you experience everything as a part of yourself. If this experience doesn't happen to more and more people, especially if this experience doesn't happen to people who hold responsible positions in the world, we as a generation will be opening up a threshold of destruction which is very difficult to turn back. I am deeply involved in this, I have been in touch with various scientists, United Nations organizations. Everywhere it's very clear that if we do something significant to turn this back in the next 15 to 20 years, things will turn around in 40 to 60 years' time. But if you let it go, these 20 years, go business as usual, then if you try to turn it back, it may take 200 years to turn it back. So right now, either we correct this consciously or nature will correct it in a very cruel way. Lot of people already environmentalists, not virologists, environmentalists have started talking and saying the present pandemic also is one of the outcomes of this environmental disaster that we are unleashing upon ourselves. So conscious planet is… because as I see, there's really no problem on this planet. There is only one problem, the human being. There is no other problem. If you fix you and me, it's a done thing. But to make everybody willing, as I said, last 39 years, I thought, who would refuse to be ecstatic? Who would not want to be blissful? But people are so deeply invested in their miseries, How much ever you do, they hang on to their miseries. This is because still life is compulsive, it's not become conscious. A human being, so we don't refer to any other creature as a being, only to this one, because this is supposed to know how to be. If you know how to be, what is the problem? There's absolutely no problem with this.
Well, I think that I have to end it there because that was actually my favorite thing that I heard you say.
And I want all of you, people like you, young people who have influence over the next generation, to take up this conscious planet. This is not my organization, this is not my business. I think this is the business of this generation, to create conscious human beings and in turn create a conscious planet so that we will leave something that we are proud of for the next generation. Otherwise, we are leaving it like a disaster. We are leaving the world like it's been ravaged by war. We call this business.
Business, yes. Do you have any last words of wisdom for my audience?
I'm going to live for some more time. Why do you want me to tell the last words right now?
You're right, you have a very good point. Never mind, we'll have you back another time.
My beard may be gray, but I'm living for some more time, Danny.
Yes, you are, yes, you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anandatirtha, out of his own device and deception, he devised it in such a way that he will always be in Gautama's physical presence. Gautama warned him, this is not good to fix up life like this. You are fixing me up like a wife would fix her husband. Because Anandatirtha, being Gautama's elder brother, before he took his monkhood, he put a condition on Gautama. He said, right now I am your elder brother. I can command you to do whatever I want. But once I become your disciple, I will have no such power. So let me exercise this right. And now I am telling you, after I become your monk and your disciple, never should you send me away from your physical presence. I must always be in your physical presence. Never you should say, go there, do that, do this. Always you must keep me next to you. Gautama said, you are trying to fix me up like a wife. Never you should love anybody, never you should do this. This is not good for you. This is not at all in the interest of your well-being. But as an elder brother, you are asking me, and if you insist, I will abide by this. But I'm telling you, this is not good for you. Ananda said, it doesn't matter, but I must be in your physical presence. He stretched it to ridiculous lengths. This wanting to be in the physical presence of Gautama, he stretched it to ridiculous lengths. It came to a point where after 8 years' break, Gautama went back to see his wife, who was his wife at least, Yashodhara. Yashodhara is a very proud woman. Gautama being her husband at that time, and Yashodhara with an infant child, Gautama left the house without telling her in the middle of the night like a thief. He did that because he admitted that he did not have the courage to face her. If he looked her in the eye, his determination to go in search of truth may falter. If he looks at his child, when the child is awake and calls him father, his longing to know may falter. So he left in the night. Now he is going back after 8 years, a fully enlightened being. But he is sensitive enough to appreciate the emotions of Yashoda, how she would have felt and how she is still angry with what happened to her life. What happened to Gautama's life is fantastic. What happened to Yashodhara is not a good thing. He knows that. So he is going there to see what he can offer to her now to compensate for what she has lost in these 8 years. So it is a sensitive situation. So he told Ananda, this once relieve me from the promise that I made you. This is not for myself. For me, she is no more my wife, I've grown beyond those things. But for her, I am still her husband who deserted her without telling her, without giving a warning about it. So this is a sensitive emotion for her. She's a proud woman. It is not good for you to be there. Ananda said, you must keep your promise. Gautama bowed down and said, okay. And he took him there also into that situation. When Yashodhara saw that he's come with an assistant monk to face her, she just flew into a rage. Gautama knew this. He said, this once relieve me of this promise that I made. This is nothing spiritual that you're going to miss anything. This is about my wife. He said, no. Then, towards the end of Gautama's life, Gautama's work created many enlightened beings. But Ananda was still the same man. One service he has done for us is, he recorded everything, events that happened according to his understanding. But he recorded everything very diligently. So people asked, why is he still like this? So many people just came and met you for a moment and they got enlightened. They have transformed themselves in so many ways. But he's always sitting next to you, and why is he like this? Gautama just said, a spoon cannot taste the soup.